Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, we just received update to public test server. It's not huge, but some very important changes are in it. So first, some updates to activities and public events. If you are new to public test server, this iteration, activities, that's a new name for the smaller events. So they will be called activities, like always vigilant. And those are some small fixes and balancing for them. Not particularly important one, as if you didn't experience them on public test server before, so we don't really know what has changed. But one good update, that there is a guaranteed 3-star legendary enemy on one violent night, as that wasn't before. The lucky strike caps rewards have been adjusted for each tier of map used, and now it's up to 225. Then, important ones. Armor. All under armor now has the same resistances. So you will choose based on the look and not on the resistances. The treated, resistant, protective, and shielded lining mods can be used to change the spread of resistances on under armors, but it will be the same on all under armors. Remove the +1 perception bonus from the tattered dress clothing item. I don't know why that was important. It was not game breaking or anything. 1 perception. But they did remove that. I'm guessing for consistency. No other outfit gives any. Bigfoot changes. Bigfoot's introduction has been updated, allowing for more time for event complete notifications to clear before the encounter begins. Encounter timer has been extended. At the top of the hour, one of Bigfoot's events will now start. So at least they updated it's guaranteed top of the hour. It's not completely random like it was initially introduced. That's better. Increase the experience awarded for killing Bigfoot. And then legendary mods. That's the big change. The Overeater's legendary armor mod now increases max health by up to 40 per piece. It no longer reduces incoming damage. And to answer your question that I know you are thinking, is that good or is that bad? So let's take, for example, someone who has 500 health to begin with, full set of Overeaters, fully fed, fully hydrated, 40 per piece. So full set is 200 health, 500 will go to 700. That increase in tankiness of 40%. So it is better. That's a buff to Overeaters. It will be 40% effective increase to your tankiness, and that's universal increase to all damage sources. For example, damage reductions like Overeaters on live game at this moment, they reduce direct impact, but they have no effect on radiation or damage over time or poisonous clouds and so on. So this effect with extra health, that's way better. 40 health per piece, 200 full set, that's way better. That's stronger. Next, fix some inconsistencies with the Stabilizer's 4-star legendary mode. It now improves weapon cone of fire, recoil, and stability by 40%, which seems to be a little buff. Not anything major, huge, but seems to be like moderate buff to this effect that not too many people use, so I think that's good. Perks. Perk coin limit has been increased to accommodate very high level players. And that's because from the next patch you will no longer spend any perk coins to switch legendary perk cards. So they need to increase the limit or people will be stuck in the situation where they cannot scrap a card. And they may want to scrap a card. So that's why it's here. And radiation. Reduce some extreme sources of radiation damage that hadn't yet been adjusted to reflect updates to player radiation damage resistance. So they're taking away what we already know, some radiation reductions, but now they are reducing all high environmental radiation sources to tune them down. What will be the final situation? We'll test that later. Increase Ghoul health recovery from radiation damage. If you are not playing Ghoul is getting good amount of glow for radiation, but health recovery is almost non-existent, like huge amounts of radiation, and the health barely ticks. So they changed that. Radiation will heal better. Increase ghoul glow recovery from some environmental and enemy sources of radiation. So that's basically the same. Lowered ghoul glow income from gamma gun self-damage. I don't know why that was necessary. Increase radiation damage aura from most glowing enemies. Does all glowing enemies have radiation aura? I don't think so. Glowing ghouls don't really have it, or maybe it's so small that it never affects you. Slightly increase the radius of the glowing death glow radiation damage aura. I don't really know how big that was. So we'll see that in practice, but the biggest and most impactful is the change and rework to Overeaters, which it put it in the position to be the strongest universal tankiness effect. It's stronger than anything else. Even 40% damage reduction is not as powerful. It doesn't work on dot, rats, and environmental hazards. So I personally always go for max health increases if possible. They more consistent, more universal, especially that Stimpak's effect is based on percentage of your health. So more total health you have, the better. And on top of that, if you miss that, there is a synergy with Juggernauts. It will be easier to achieve full bonus of Juggernauts if that's a legendary effect you want to use. Not too many changes. I was expecting some more. The bugs with broken damage, energy damage, and fire, cryo, so on, not yet fixed. Devs said that they are working on it, but it's not ready. That the fix is not ready, so it's not here. So that's why this patch is relatively small. And one more quick change that was not really listed in any patch notes that I can tell of, but a good change that was implemented. If you watch my video about Plasma Caster changes and all the new mods, all the Plasma Caster rework, you know that the sniper was really bad because it was firing once and you needed to reload it. Now that was changed. So now that's the sniper barrel. It's using one ammo again, and those wolves decided to arrive here as a voluntary targets. The final damage output, I don't know what it will be, as energy damage is still broken, but it looks awesome. Already doing good, and that's only ballistic portion of the damage that works correctly. That almost do not apply. Capacity is now 10 when you use it as a sniper, so you can fire 10 times. It's using 1 ammo per shot. They scrapped this idea of using all 10 per shot, which was a little bit ridiculous, I agree, but that was scrapped. Fire mode, single fire rate is 8 on it. The range is 475. Amazing range, really good fast accuracy. Average AP cost for slow firing weapon. Amazing change here. Really good one. There is still, of course, automatic and other barrels, like they all remain. So this is with automatic barrel. That remains, of course, less damage per shot, but you are firing way faster. The full video if you want to check on all the changes. Now what they did, they changed the sniper barrel. So change it back to use 1 ammo per shot, which is a great change. It's looking good for the Plasma Caster, I need to say. Will be used way more often by all the heavy gunner builds. That's what I feel. Let me know what you think about all those changes from today's public test server patch. And see you in the next one.